I still think it's funny because like they're giving Aaron DK all these things, and I got a center that had never played center before my last year. It's amazing.
What can I say? When I'm right, I'm right. Big Deke News. Yeah, this is the content we live for here at this channel. Today's show is basically Christmas morning for me. It's my Super Bowl. Like, if you know, you know. Like, part of me thinks the show should just be over. I should have just played that clip, signed off. Because if you know, you know. The Sabotage 7. This is well documented, going back to 2021. I've been all over this. Yeah. Big Ben was sabotaged in his final season by the organization. Gave him Kendrick Green as his center. Gave him Dan Moore, a fourth-round rookie, as his left tackle. That was, top to bottom, that was the worst offensive line in the league. That's what they gave to Big Ben. After all those years of giving them elite quarterback play, Hall of Fame quarterback play. That's what we do to 7 in his final season. Because obviously the dude can still sling it. The dude knows how to read a defense. The dude knows how to play quarterback. But it's fair to say at that point, at age, 39, 40, he wasn't at his most mobile. So, if you're going to have 7, maybe it'd be smart to give him an offensive line that's not the worst in the league. And then Matt Canada is his coordinator. Terrible fit. Dude was a below average coordinator in college. And we decided to call him up to be Big Ben's coordinator in his final season. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Completely incompetent. Didn't know what he was doing. If it wasn't for Big Ben and his fourth quarter drawing up of the plays and just scrapping Matt Canada's game plan, I don't know where we would have been that season. Everyone wanted to blame 7, think that the Steelers' dysfunction in 2021 was 7's fault and the reason we weren't living up to our potential as an offense. It was all 7. No, 7 was the one that was carrying that broken-ass team. And then on defense, we had the worst rush defense in the league. They're literally ranked 32nd. You could look it up. I'm spitting facts to you right now, just like 7 spit facts on his podcast about the situational differences between him and his final season versus Aaron Rodgers coming from the outside to the Steelers organization and what we gave Rodgers as his surroundings. It's just absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Kendrick Green responded to Big Ben's take on Twitter by saying, "Oh, man, catching strays." It's like, dude, it's Big Ben's just spitting facts. There's no strays being thrown out here or anything like that. There's nothing uncalled for that Big Ben's saying. He's just literally spitting facts. Charlie Batch even backs that up. He responded to Kendrick Green's tweet. What else there is to say? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, we've been over this, but yeah, it's just tough to hear the reminder again of the sabotage. Unfortunate.
This is a Big Ben team. I'm just happy to be a part of the organization, though.
But actually, sticking with Big Ben and things that he's saying on his podcast, there was another take that he made that got people in a frenzy, got people reacting. And to me, it's really not that big of a deal. I actually agree with it. It goes hand in hand with what my initial takeaway was after the Colts game on how the Steelers defense, I think it's fair to question if they can consistently rely on those turnovers going forward, if that's going to be a sustainable way of winning.
Because I don't want to like damper our mood of the win. Mm-hmm. My concern is, can we win without getting a ton of turnovers? Okay, you hear what I'm saying?
I do.
6 turnovers. You have to win. You have to win with 6 turnovers. It's almost impossible not to win. Okay.
No.
Jets game we won, but that was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
Okay. Patriots, really good football team. They're playing really good right now. We won because they turned the ball over at least 5 times. Right. Bengals, we lose, no turnovers. Packers, we lose, no turnovers. Colts, we win because we create a lot of turnovers. Can we line up, get no turnovers, and still win the football game? That's going to be the question, because everyone's right now talking about, I know you're going to ask me, is the defense back?
Yeah.
I think this helps a lot. Are we good enough to just line up and play football with no turnovers either way? Mm-hmm. And just outscore or not let someone score? Like, can we do that?
Just stop them.
and just play.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And win.
So I add Big Ben to the list of guys that agree with me after this Colts game on the Steelers' current situation. Big Ben, I think I got some good guys that are backing up what I'm saying and what my takes are here. Big Ben, Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin, and TJ Watt. All saying similar things to what I was saying in my post-game reactions to Steelers-Colts. Like, what can I say? I told you, I'm on a heater. I hope you guys are listening. I hope you guys are paying attention because you are getting top-level football knowledge on Big Deke News. Like, there can't be any debate to it now. Like, if you want to, I'm just going to say, like, look, Tomlin, Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben, TJ Watt. They all agree with what I'm saying. I like what we did last week. Step in the right direction, but we're still not exactly where we need to be. I don't think it's a hot take. I don't think it's me being down on the Steelers. I don't. I'm excited for our potential trajectory. Let's see what we do Sunday night against the Chargers. That's all. It's going to be a good, tough test, but I like the matchup for us in this spot too, especially with some of the Chargers' injuries on the offensive line, but we will get to that either tomorrow or Saturday. Too many times I say we'll get to the preview on Friday, and I don't get to it, and sometimes I don't even get to it throughout the course of the weekend. There's no preview, but last week I got to it on Saturday. So I'll try to do my best to get the preview out tomorrow with my picks, predictions, all that stuff. But another take. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going with my takes and how good they've been throughout the course of this show. Like I said, this is my Super Bowl. Today is my show. My 3 stars for the Steelers-Colts game. Who did I say? Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey, and then my number 1 pick was Alex Highsmith. And some people were saying, I snubbed Payton Wilson, which I get. I think you can definitely make the argument for him being in the top 3 stars. I gave my reasoning for Aaron Rodgers, though, and Jalen Ramsey and why I put them at 2 and 3. And I even admitted, they don't have the gaudiest of stats and everything, but I'm looking for some other stuff and how they impacted the game and how they made a difference as opposed to just stats. And that one spot then was left open for a bunch of different names. And as I said, you guys were bringing up Payton Wilson. I snubbed him. But I ultimately said Alex Highsmith, who won AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Alex Highsmith. What can I say? But speaking of Payton Wilson, he went on Cam Hayward's podcast this week and talked a little bit about Jalen Ramsey's famous speech that's making its rounds amongst media circles. Everyone's asking players, everyone's trying to figure out what Jalen Ramsey said in that Saturday night speech that galvanized the defense and galvanized the team. And Payton Wilson gave us a little bit of insight into that.
I mean, he was talking to the whole team, but we really knew who he was talking to, the defense, and kind of lit a fire under us. And, I mean, the energy you saw and the fire that we were playing with, I mean, a lot of that was said in his speech, and it was a great speech. It was a little long-winded. It was late at night, but no, let me stop. No,
you know
it was
what? You little baby, you need to relax. A little long-winded.
No, it was exactly what we needed. He lit a fire that needed to be lit.
Obviously, he didn't get into too much detail there, but it's a little bit more than what we've gotten up to this point, so I thought it would be nice to share. And it looks like Jalen Ramsey's going to be practicing exclusively at free safety this week, which I think is smart. We talked about that yesterday. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This safety combination, the secondary combination, what we did on defense last week, worked to an extent, so let's just keep trying to build off that. Now, Tyrell Austin said he's not going to be able to commit to Jalen Ramsey at safety for the rest of the season, which is fair too, because, what if we try this new combination for a few more weeks and it's not really working out? Then, yeah, you might have to pivot and move Jalen Ramsey back to cornerback, get Juan Thornhill, Chuck Clark more involved again at safety. Who knows, but I think this is going to keep working. I really do. I think Jalen Ramsey at safety is going to be the key going forward, and adding an Asante Samuel Jr. into the secondary is only going to help with that transition even more. So hoping that the Asante Samuel Jr. signing can happen, because if we bump Ramsey to safety, we bring in Samuel, it's like I think we're good at corner then, because Ramsey at safety right now, you could say, do we have a hole at cornerback because Ramsey's not there anymore, with Slay not really playing up to par, Eccles, he's good, but, he's an outside guy, kind of moonlighting at times in the slot. He has that versatility. He can do that. But Asante Samuel Jr. is a slot. So we know for a fact you could have your top 2 guys on the outside, whether it's JPJ, he's going to have to stay our number 1, but then you go between Darius Slay and Eccles, depending on who's hot in a certain moment or in a certain game. You have them on the CB2, the other outside. And then you got Asante Samuel Jr. in the slot, Jalen Ramsey safety, Duggar as the other safety. Like, it makes sense. It makes 100% sense. But if we don't get Samuel, that's when I think things could potentially get a little bit dicey in these secondary combinations that we could potentially use. And then we don't have Beanie Bishop anymore. He leaves the practice squad. We know we can't call him up. But we did pick up Hardy. I mean, I'd take Bishop over Hardy, though. I mean, Bishop, again, 4 picks his rookie year. Thought the defense was pretty solid when he was in there. He has his limitations, not the best in coverage, this and that, but solid player. Like, definite solid player. At least a guy that we could have had in our back pocket in case the secondary gets a little bit weird over these next 2 or 3 weeks with these new combinations that we could call up and maybe provide some insurance. But that's that. I did want to bring up, speaking of Asante Samuel, one of your guys' takes yesterday that I didn't even consider. I think it's a really good point as to why Asante could sign with the Steelers. And it's the fact that we have a Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay on the roster. And if Asante Samuel wants to learn from some of the best, have some good mentors, you have a Jalen Ramsey, future Hall of Famer, Darius Slay. I don't know if he's Hall of Famer, but he's going to be on the border. Had a hell of a career in this league. All-Pro, Pro Bowl type of guy. Super Bowl champion with the Eagles last year. If you're going to be learning under some dudes and want to kickstart your career again, like, I don't know if there's a better, like, secondary mentorship that you can go to than what the Steelers got going right now. And it's not only them two. I mean, Kyle Duggar had a really good career thus far. Jabril Peppers, veteran. Even Juan Thornhill, Chuck Clark. We can complain about their play right now, but they've done a ton of shit in this league. So, like, yeah, just in terms of just getting around some quality veterans, good people that are going to pour into you and help you with your career and give you some new insights, give you some new things to learn, some lessons. I mean, there's that. That's an additional thing that we can offer. On top of just being the Steelers, there's a certain cachet that comes with that. We're a winning team right now, 5-3, top AFC North. We got Tomlin. Like, there's a lot of positives, I think, in our direction for signing an Asante Samuel. And the fact, I think one of you guys brought this up too, is that the doctor that did Asante Samuel's surgery was actually like the Steelers doctor connected to Pittsburgh somehow, some way. So there's that. If you're talking about like rehabbing and getting things right and potentially if there's a tweak or something you need to get checked on, you got the guy that just worked on you literally in the building or like right across the street, whatever it is. I don't know the whole logistics of that, but I like our chances for Asante Samuel. As long as we can get to Wednesday next week, I think we can close the deal and he could be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Anything else for today's show? No, that might be it. I think that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay chill. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Peace.